Hello everybody, happy Friday. Welcome back to CNS Corvettes. This is Lyle. Today we're going to talk about two jobs that came in this week. Both had the same problem. And as everybody up north is getting ready for spring, getting ready to start pulling their cars out and start driving them, this is one of the first things I want you to check before you put any serious miles on your car this season, okay? When you open your hood, go look down at the front of your engine, okay? So, front of your engine, air tube at the top, and then the back side of your radiator. There's a space. If you look down in there, especially from the passenger side, you can see the harmonic balancer, this big, thick, black, heavy weight spinning at the bottom of the front of your motor. Now, what you need to look for is you need to make sure that as that balancer is spinning, it's staying straight like this. If you see it doing this, you're going to have a problem. This is a very prevalent problem with C5 and C6 Corvettes. This is a harmonic balancer I took off of a car this week. The problem we run into is you have an inner ring and an outer ring and a layer of vulcanized rubber that lives between them as a seal. Over time, that rubber dries out and you end up with two pieces. Now, as this gets worn, it starts to get cockeyed, which is why it starts vibrating like this when you're driving. As it's vibrating, it's walking its way back along the crankshaft into your timing cover, which is aluminum. You see how shiny the back side of this is compared to this brand new one? That's because the back of this pulley was eating into the timing cover on this car. We actually had to replace the timing cover because it had ended up leaking. So, first and foremost, check for that. Secondly, as you're standing on the passenger side of the car looking down at the harmonic balancer on a C5 and a C6, you should see a tensioner, a belt tensioner, sticking up like this right in front of you. For those eagle-eyed people among you, yes, this is a C4 belt tensioner, not a C5 or 6. Same difference, everything applies that I'm talking about. It should be riding completely vertically like this. One of the things you'll notice, especially on C5s, is over time, if this is your engine block and it's sitting flush, over time, the spring and the bearing start to give way and this pulley starts to lean forward because of the tension on the belt. The problem with that is you rev your engine high enough and it's going to skip right off the front of this and you're going to lose your belt, which at worst means you're going to lose AC. Or at best you're going to lose AC. At worst you're going to lose everything else, including your water pump, which will kill your engine. So when we do these jobs here, if we're replacing a harmonic balancer, we're replacing the AC belt tensioner, the main serpentine belt tensioner, and all the guide pulleys and the belts all at once, okay? Your belts should have no cracks on the underside. One side of your belt, the top side is smooth, the bottom side has ribs in it. If you have access to a tool to lower the tension on this to where you can pull the belt off and actually look at it, bend the belt backwards. So bend it in half to look at the bottom where the ribs are. If the ribs have cracks in them, it's time to replace your belt. So, to review, harmonic balancer wobble shouldn't be happening. If it is, you need to address it. Tensioner should be straight up and down, not leaning away from the engine. And belts should have no cracks in the ribbing on the underside. This is Corvette 101. Every C5, every C6, this is a problem, is going to be a problem, or will be a recurring problem. So make sure you pay attention to it, make sure you double check it. If you have any questions about it, feel free to call me here at 800-886-5064 or find me at csvet@comcast.net. Have a great weekend. I'll see you again next week. Next week we're going to talk about shock absorbers.